said, of course, without further ado, I'd like you all to meet this night's sharer. She is currently the Senior Business Development Manager of Affable, which is an influencer marketing management solution. So without further ado, let's say hi. Magandang gabi to Siri Karn. Hi, Siri Karn.
Hello, hi. Thank you for the introduction.
Yep. Okay. I guess let's warm things up. For Filipinos here, I guess the first question is, where are you located right now? Serious.
Yeah, one of the most frequent questions. So I am in Thailand, in Bangkok, Thailand.
Okay. So for our participants, Siri Karn, am
Well,
I
actually, you
pronouncing it
can
right?
call. Actually, well, most of the people call me Siri, so I'm like, yes, I'm the lady from the iPhone.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
So
because sometimes it's
Siri.
just so hard to, yeah, because sometimes it's so hard to pronounce names in Thai. So everyone just call me Siri, and yeah, in iOS.
Okay, another question from one of our viewers. How do you say good evening in Thai?
Oh, good evening in Thai. Okay, so we are saying สวัสดี ตอน เย็น. สวัสดี is like hello, and ตอน เย็น is evening. So สวัสดี ตอน เย็น. So
Okay.
สวัสดี ตอน เย็น, everyone.
And how do you say thank you?
Thank you. It's called kun ka. Well, so this is the hard part of Thai languages, right? For you as a man, you say khop kun krap, but
Okay.
for women, we'll say khop kun ka.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, so every time, like if you want to be nicer, you want to be more polite, you have to say the word crap after your sentence and or the word ka for women, like สวัสดี ค่ะ ขอบคุณ ค่ะ.
Okay, so in
Yeah.
addition, some of our participants here, of course, are young professionals. They're asking as
Mhm.
well, what's your journey in getting hired to Affable?
Okay, yeah, my journey was pretty, I would say, random. It was pretty random, seriously. Like, I used to work as a marketer for like 7, 8 years, being as an AE in an agency, and then working in a marketer as a brand. So I was in telecommunication brands, and also like restaurant, FMCG, and all those stuff. But well, one day I was kind of realized that I want to do something different, something that is about like in the future that is gonna be coming, of course. So it has to be something related to technology. So I bumped into this affable um company that that was hiring at the moment, finding someone to be in Thailand because Thailand seems to be a very big market. And so this company started to hire someone from a local countries. For example, like Indonesia, we had one in Indonesia as well. We have one in Philippines. We have quite a few in United States and also like in South America. Yeah, but the company is in Singapore and now
Ah,
expanding to United States. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, in addition, there's definitely a serious rise of influencers with regards to pandemic, right? So, and
Mm-hmm.
for me, I know a lot of companies who are still using the traditional way of making sales. So I believe there's so much companies still out there who haven't
Mm-hmm.
grasped
Mm-hmm.
the power of getting support from an influencer. So definitely, this is a hot topic for everyone, and of course, we always have a need to adapt, right? So I guess
Right.
take it away, Siri Karn. So if you have So to our participants, encouraging everyone to ask questions, and let's make this more of a conversation between all of us.
All
So yep,
right.
take it away, Siri.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone. Highly appreciate your time and hope this session would be beneficial for you all that are not going out on this Friday night. So yeah, once again, I am Siriga. I'm from Affable. I've been with this company for almost 3 years already, and I've been doing this try to educate people, try to educate like all the brands and also like agencies who are working a lot with influencers marketing to be more productive, to be more effective in terms of like how do you find influencers in the most effective way using data, because well nowadays it's hard to resist, right? Okay, so Joma was saying that some of the company are still using
Yeah,
traditional marketing activities. I would say that we cannot resist that. Well, everyone still has to use like SEO, Google Ads network, and well to boost the sale you have to use like out home media, you may have to use PR. So there are so many aspects of of marketing activities. But nowadays, there is something that is very impactful, which is influencers marketing. So everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna use influencers marketing. Yes, everyone talking about the word using influencer marketing, but not everyone know exactly what it is, like what's the essential of using the word influencers marketing. So well today we're gonna talk about it, and I hope that everyone will stay until the end, because as an attendee can stand a chance to get a free Affable trial. Yep, yes. So we'll
awesome.
be at the session. Yes. Okay. So first of all, I would love to share my screen. All
Okay.
right. Is it up?
Yep, we're seeing it now.
Okay. Slideshow. Right. Okay.
And
So
awesome.
today we're going to talk about how to grow your business using inferences. As I mentioned before, that of course you have to use other kinds of activities that you've been using that is very effective. But nowadays you cannot deny that a part of that is supposed to have an inferences marketing. So what are influencers and why do we need them? Imagine that you are gonna have a baby in like 2 3 months from now, and then you are doing a lot of research which car is the most safest car that you could ever get. So you did a lot of information research, and then you finally decided to buy a BMW because you think that it is the best car and safe for your baby. And one day you are going out with your friends on Friday night, and they are talking about cars, they're talking about, they share about like what car do they would get, they would get if they get baby. So one guy who already had like 2 kids saying that, hey, I think Mercedes is the best. And then you feel a little bit, you'll be feeling a little bit reluctant of that comment. Let's say let's imagine that in that table with all of your friends, you have a lot like, you have like 100 friends, 10,000 friends sitting there, and that guy was talking about Mercedes. Yeah, and they all listen to it. That's an influencers. It has an impact. Yeah. So this is a very simple kind of inferences. You got inference every day from your friends, from your mom, from your family, your husband, your siblings, and all that. So several studies have shown that we believe that the recommendations given by friends, given by family, before buying a product, it is an influencer. So, just to define an influencers, so influencers are small set of individuals that having a potential to let the ideas of the brands or businesses to your product and your service. So simple as that. So these influencers, they can just easily reach to the most like significant number of your interest customers. So it doesn't have to be like a very famous one, but it could be someone around you that happens to be a numbers, like a few numbers of people who follow them, who has the same interest with them. So one of the immediate benefit of using influencer marketing is, of course, can you think about the main objective of using influencers, Jomac?
Of course, definitely. From what I have in mind is definitely ultimately making a sale.
Yes, right. That would be one of the objective. But well, essentially, influencers marketing can be for like driving sales, and of course, it's also about brand awareness because
Mm,
we are talking about followers.
yeah.
The more followers that they have, the more share of voice that we would get. Yeah, so brand awareness. And in that sense, if the brand awareness get bigger, and is more effective, of course, it's gonna drive sales. Yeah. So your target audience on social media will know your brand. You know your brand, you know your story, and know your offering and all that. And as additionally, for most influencers on social media, they have like thousands of viewers, maybe like millions of viewers. So you get excellent opportunity to reach all those people. And additionally, they can build credibility. And after credibility, you build sales. Yeah, so it's like a funnel. The bigger the first stage of the funnel is big, and then you'll be getting more sales. Yeah, so this is why you need them. And today we'll talk about this topic. We it creates a positive image of your brand when someone, if you see someone using one of the product, I would say, okay, let's go with shampoo. If you see a lot of people using the same shampoo, that would be some kind of like a confirmation that this product might be a good one. Yeah, so simple as that. And once you have that awareness, and when you get to try that, right? And then there is a confirmation by us like going on from someone else that talking about it, and then one day you bought it and then you tried it, maybe you are the one who can be an influencer to your friends saying, hey, you know what, I just bought this one and it's so good. It's like it's making my hair look thicker and look like smooth, things like that. So you can even influence them and be a loyal customer yourself. Yep. And also give you a competitive advantage, especially when someone who are in as an expert in that field, like someone who are as a beauty blogger, for example. If they talk about your brand, that would be a high competitive advantage over your competitors. And of course, it creates a buzz and help your target to your ideal audience, because all these influencers, they will have a specific niche audience that based on their field of expertise. So which means that they're already interested in that particular subject, particular product. So people who are following the beauty blogger, of course, they are interested about beauty. Yes. So it will be easier for you to reach to your target audience.
Yeah, agree on that.
Yeah. All right. So, well, there are types of influencers, which each type of influencer will have a specific objective. It's totally different. If you are using top star, or I would say celebrity, it's gonna be another like different objective comparing when you are using nano influencers. So the type influencers we differentiated by the number of followers. Start from the bottom. Okay, let's start from the top. Okay, for the top star or celebrities, they have tons of, I would say tons, millions of followers. Yet these people are good to be like the share of voice that you can create a brand awareness. So essentially, this top star celebrity tiers would be very, very good in creating awareness because they have a wider reach and they have a decent engagement rate. Despite like the studies showing that the engagement, but I would say that the engagement with drops will as the number of followers are increasing means that the more followers that this influencer gets, it means the lower number of engagement. Yeah, so how do we cope that? Because if we are using a superstar to be our brand ambassador, right? So then we have the next level of inferences, which is macro. So macro, you're talking about an influencers who has this range of number of followers. So still consider as a large number of followers. They have good reach, they have good engagement, and the good thing of using macro influencers, they lean more towards the professional side when it comes to influences marketing. So when you are dealing with macro influencers, it's gonna be easy to talk to because they are so professional and they know how to do their work. But might come with a high price. And you cannot make sure if these macro influencers could generate sales for you, right? Because it could be solely for awareness. So getting closer to yourself, like your personal life, it could it could be micro influencers has a bunch of number of followers still. They are favorable among like small businesses because their reach as well as their engagement, they have a very good performance in that sense. So and also they interact with their audience like quite frequently. They get in touch with their audience quite a lot. That's how they can like be persuasive to the to their audience. So that could be somewhere between like creating awareness and also as well as building sales. And also nano influencers, we're talking about some people that you might know like in person, like friends, families, that they happens to have a number of followers. So these people like nano influencers, they usually have follower around this number, like 10K to 1K to 10K. So they tend to have the highest engagement rate. So that's impactful. And they're also cost effective. It means that you might not have to pay them for anything, but instead you might offer them some sort of product or services and ask them to talk about your product. Yeah, so this has been used by a lot of small businesses or even big businesses because it depends on your objective. And the last one is the end users. Again, it could be your friends, it could be you yourself to influence some other people. Have questions on that?
Well, I guess hoping to be a top star.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
Such terminologies, yeah, most especially the top star. I was not aware
Mm.
that it is called that thing. So awesome.
Yeah, because some of the brands are still using like all the top stars and I would say like expect for which is kind of okay, but if you are talking about something that is very cheap, like an FMCG kind of stuff, and this top star just like put it on their face like this and take pictures, it's not going to be that impactful in a way. But instead, if someone that you already know, you follow them on Instagram saying, hey, this iPhone case is really, really good, it's durable, it's nice, it's with the nice design, all that, and it's very cheap. And of course, it will influence you something. Yeah, so that's different.
Siri, curious to know, have you worked with some top stars in Thailand,
Well,
influencers?
I would say that I am personally don't work with any influencers because
Ah,
we are our company is more like a software company, SaaS company that is developing a platform for an agency, for marketers, for brands to find an influencers. So then I think we can talk about that later. But for me myself
yeah.
personally, outside of the company, as a marketer in the past, yes, I had worked with some of the top stars in Thailand, and it was kind of it was very hard to get to them, especially if you want to send themselves to product. Of course, you have to have a very big amount of budget to work with them, right? But for like micro or nano influencer, it would be very easier in terms of working with them. Like it could be a better product that I can send a lot of stuff for them to post about, to talk about, to do the IG story and all those stuff. And these influencers, they were very happy to work with me. I think you probably would love to know what that okay, now that we know about the importance of influencers marketing, there will be some steps for you to follow along to make sure that influencers marketing campaigns is a success. So let's deep dive into the details. Like set for me, so setting up a successful campaign, it requires a lot of, I would say, initiative planning before actually running it. Like as I mentioned before, that you have to think about our objective, you have to think about which influencers to use, which channels to post and all that. So for the campaign to be effective, you need to be synced with your campaign strategy. Refer to this step by step guide that I will give it to you, and then I am sure that you'll be running more successful campaign. So for step one, yeah, of course, you have to identify your goal for the campaign. So having a set goal, whether it's like a brand awareness, sales, generating, even online traffic, at the start of the campaign, it makes it easier to measure the campaign performance, right? You have to set the KPI first. What are you going to measure? Yep. And then, oops, sorry. Okay, I spoil a little bit. So for the KOL, for the influencer campaign, is the best for, I would say, generating brand awareness. Like comparing to sales, I would say that would impact too. But brand awareness is one of the top priority. That's why a lot of marketers are using influencers. It's because of brand awareness, and also establishing trust with your audience. So for the campaign to be success, you need to design a strategic goals. Like for example, like set a long-term goals so that you can get maximum results out of the campaign. Set goals that are achievable. Set goals that are clear and easily measurable. And also you have to set the goals that align with your brands and your vision, and your visions and also your missions. So that would be a good start of running a successful campaign, which I think that a lot of people had mistake on this quite a lot, because everyone think all they think is about the sales conversion, but it's not just about that. You have to see which kind of influencer that you're going to use. Yeah. And then after you get the goal, you have to formulate a plan. So the tricks that you could get to formulate a plan, it could be like define the characteristic of your ideal influencers. What's their persona? What would they look like? Are they woman or man? What the age they are like, and also the location, and also you need to identify your target audience. That's very important. And secondly, you have to craft a very clear message that you want to deliver. I mean, that you want that in those influencers to deliver. And also you have to how many influencers are you going to use in that campaign. And of course, decided where you will find the influencers. So we will be talking about finding the influencers in the next step. And then if we get a clearer picture of influencers marketing plan, next, choosing the right influencers for your brand. So here is some ideas that would help you to design the right influences for your brand, right? So first of all, you have to see if their authenticity or their expertise in the field. If you are looking for someone that is very knowledgeable in that field, if you are selling something that is very hard to understand, if you have to educate your target audience a lot, it could be something like plant-based stuff, or something about like chemical things that you need an expert to explain about that. So be sure to find an authentic one. And also the number of followers that they have on social media, because again, it would impact to your main objective: brand awareness, sales conversion, and also the platform that they are mostly active on. One inferences, they could have like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or even TikTok. So you have to find the right social media for them to post about and to reach to the right target audience as well. And of course, this is very, very important, because you have to think about their personality and interest in your brand. Let's say that again that you are looking for an influencer as a beauty blogger, and this person, they she always use like a very luxury expensive brands, and you're offering her like a very very cheap one, like kind of budget one, that like the price friendly one. It would be very strange that okay, she is using Dior, she is using Chanel, and then one day she is using a very cheap brand that would cost like $5. That wouldn't be so authentic. So you have to be careful when you are choosing influencers in that sense. And also for influencer, you have to find influencers that have to create a bond to their target audience. Are they like very responsive to their target audience or not? Or she or he could just leave all this like audience behind. And let's say that the audience are asking or commenting about the brand. Okay, which number or which color are you using? And these influencers don't talk anything about your brand. So that's not a good sign of using that influencers, of course. Yeah, so well, this is some tips or something that you can think about when you were choosing the right influencer for your brand. And four is to establish communication with influencers. Is that you have to like reach out to them. You have to contact them directly, maybe on social media or maybe DM or sending an email to them. So you have to find the right communication channel for between you and the influencers, and also let them know that why you are interested to work with them. Let's say that okay, you go through this influencer's profile and you think that okay, this is a very good one to for your brand, and then you will be introducing to them that hey, I looked through your profile and then I found that you are very interesting, and I saw that okay, you are dog lovers, I sell dog food, so I think you would be like the right fit as an influencers for our brand. So you show them that they have value for your brand, and then sharing them like what you're gonna offer to them in return for an endorsement, and of course introduce your brand, make sure that I understand the essential of your brand and everything like brand stories and all those stuff, and then also like share your collaboration expectation. For example, like okay, I want to post, I want like to Instagram story one reel, and that post has to be on your feed for 2 months. Yeah, so basically you just have to manage the expectation. Yeah, but before we are going to the step 5, do you have any like questions or any additional like inputs that you want to talk about?
The challenge here is to some is I guess establishing the communication with influencers.
Yes, I would say it is the hardest part, but it depends though. As I mentioned, for nano influencers or micro influencers, it could be easier
Mm.
because at some point they want to work with brands. They want to like establish themselves in some way that there will be to like and also try to grow their followers and try to build their connections with the brands, because well when he or she get more followers, of course they are looking to work with brands. So this type of people kind of, I would say I'm not just stereotype them, but I would say that most of my experience they are very friendly and very easy to like communicate to. But for big influencers, it's not that hard either, because in that sense, they will be professionally working with you. So that is easy. They know how it go, how to deal with brands, how to deal with agencies, and also sometimes, of course, like big influencers, celebrities, they have a representative to work on that job. They don't even talk to you by yourself. So and they are professional.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah, so it depends on which aspect that you are looking at. Okay, so now we are at a step 5, settle the terms of the campaign. So you have to be very, very clear about your key message. You have to be very clear about the content expectations, and also like the key guidelines, like do's and don'ts of the content creation, because there is a lot of issues, I would say, about like they talk about your brand, yes, but they talk about your influencer's brand too. So you have to manage all that before the campaign is running. And also again, the campaign duration, lots of influencers, they will post for your brand, but in 2 weeks later they will delete that post. Yeah, so you have to make sure about the campaign duration, and also your outcome expectations, what it would be to see that influencers posting about your brand in a very naturally blend in with their lifestyle, or you just want that influencers to post something like this, and then it would look like a very very branded content, and everyone will figure it out that this is a branded content. So you have to like to manage like your outcome expectation from the beginning to let's say that okay, just blend in your lifestyle seamlessly, don't talk like a branded content, things like that. And also you have to talk about partnership disclosure agreement, like can we use your media to in our website, on our social media or not. So that is a very important part. And then now we can run the campaign finally. Okay. So after both parties have agreed and signed the contract, and now it's time to run your campaign. So to run the campaign successfully, what you have to make sure that you brief them about the product, check the content before they post, and also they have to promote the content in several platform. Let's say that they have not only Instagram but also Facebook, but also YouTube. Yeah, so they have to leverage the benefit of them posting about your brand. Those influencers do the work because they know what to do, they know the audience. So just try to be to work with them, I mean seamlessly, because they know what to do, they have experience. And the last step is to measure the performance. So to measure the performance, maybe running campaign is not enough. You have to measure it to make sure that the performance is like basically you need to analyze the process of your campaign and to make sure that it is effective by using the tracking the content created by that influencers, and of course keep the tab on their performance to see, okay, to see if they're doing a very good job or not, if they are underperform, if it's performed very well among the target audience, and if they're reach to the right target audience. Yep. So that's 7 simple steps to be successful in influencers marketing campaign.
Yep. We have here a thought
Oh,
from
okay.
our one of our influencers. So from Kenneth, he mentioned nurturing influencers is very important.
Oh,
Many brands
yes.
forget
Yes.
about this.
Yes. Thank you, Kenneth, for the inputs. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about asking him because I know that he is an influencer himself and he is very, very keen in being in as a marketer and as an influencer. So you are in both parties. So it would be so great if you can share with me. I am now not very much working with influencers myself, of course, but yeah, it would be great to hear from you. And nurturing influencers, that's very important. You have to make sure that they have to be themselves, they have to be authentic, and you cannot change the way that that influencers would do. If they, okay, if they wear black and one day you force them to wear blue, that would not be something that would be effective and sustain in a long run. Yep. So that's important. Thank you, Kenneth.
I guess Siri, I think Kenneth and I both share some experiences with regards to working with brands as well.
Mm,
So yeah, I guess it's right about those brands treating the influencers good, because if you treat them wrong, they'll spread. They'll be
yes.
informing others of how it is, how difficult it is to work with you, blah blah blah.
That's so true. Wow, it's a social media and they are influencers. So they can be good influencers and also bad
Yeah.
influencers among influencers. So that would be the worst. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So how do we find the right influencers for your campaign? Yeah, there are several things, and of course, Google search, and also hashtag. You can go to Instagram and then you search for like in fitness you can search bodybuilder. In parenting you can search toddler. You can search like mom to be, all those things, and of course, like tracking your brand mentions. If you are if you have your if you are if you own the brand, right? And if something's talked about, you can just find it on the tag content. That would be very easy, and also you can see the tag and mentions from your competitors' brands. And also follow bloggers if you happen to know any bloggers, any KOL. I mean, like some people that are very famous. All those people, they do have social medias. Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, all those people, they do have social media, and some of them have more than one social media. So yeah, they are also one of your influencers. Or maybe you can hire an agency. So the perk of hiring an agency, first, yes, they are an expert of dealing with influencers. They will come up with a very nice idea, creative idea and strategy, and also about implementation, which is very important. Get back to what Kenneth and Jomar was saying that um working with influencers is not that hard, but it's not that easy as well. So you have to make sure that you treat them right. And these agencies, they are very keen of working with influencers. So if you are new to influencers marketing, of course you need their expertise. But if you are very keen in influencers marketing yourself, if you have a team to work with influencers, to talk to them, or maybe you want to manage or build relationship with influencers, you could find something like influencers marketing platform, that mostly they're a self-serve platform that you can just simply search for any influencers that you want. So those kind of platform it would look like. So in a nutshell, it's like a Google search specifically for influencers. So that's very handy, and you can even manage the influencers campaign by yourself using the platform. So yeah, there's a several ways on finding influencers. And while we're almost there, last but not least, we'll talk about the relevance of influencers marketing strategy in the coming future. So, for the influencers marketing, it is. Okay, I'll just wrap this up. It's a perfect way to showcase your product. As an expert or like people's choice, because we say that 67 of marketers promote their content with the help of influencers nowadays. So I would say that this is the perfect time to set up your influencers strategy and look for relevant influencers in your for your brand. Wrapping this up, I mean, if you are doing influencers marketing correctly, it is very effective strategy. So most of the successful influencers marketing campaigns, so it depends on your choice of influencers and all that I mentioned earlier. So if you choose them correctly, the results I will make sure to you that it will be rewarding. And if you are looking for the right influencers to collaborate with your brands and you want to run a campaign to optimize your influencers marketing, um, as I mentioned, that one of the best solution is that using an influencers marketing platform to discover influencers, to manage influencers, to reach out to the influencers, and then to track the content from the influencers. And last is to measure the performance of influencers all in one place. So if you want to talk about it more, I would be very, very happy to talk to you guys. And I sent this link to Joe Mark already. So as I said from the beginning, that we will be giving free Affable trial at the end of the call. So please go to this link, fill in your information. And in the last section about how did you hear about us, just type the word Sirigan, my name, and then stand a chance to get Affable free trial. Okay, so that thank you very much, everyone.
Yep. Thank you so much, Siri. So I guess the first question coming out from our audience is, I guess everyone's is curious about the pricing.
Okay. For the pricing, I would say that it is very customized. I will
Mm.
have to see, but because it depends on lots of things, right? It depends on, okay, if you are a brand, if you are a small brand, it's gonna be a specific price of that. And if you are a big brand, it's gonna be different. And if you are an agency, there will be some sort of difference of how you use it, because if
Mm.
you are the brand, you will be using like not much in the campaign, not much in, but more like a product seeding features. But for agencies, they're mostly try to discover influencers, so the range would be starting around like 650 per month, 650 United States dollars per month, and then you will see your requirement first. Yeah, so feel free to talk to me, or maybe you can just fill that information in, and I myself would be the one who reach out to you, and then we can talk about that more, or my team.
Yeah, someone's also asking, when are you going to have a social media channel for LinkedIn? I've seen here there's no mention of so of LinkedIn. It's only Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Oh yeah, and Twitter also. So basically, our platform is for the social media kind of type that is mostly aimed to promote product that is more like an B2C product, like FMCG, beauty, um, fashion. Okay, how about this? Let me show you a little bit of our platform.
Oh,
Okay.
seeing it now.
This marketing platform, we have a lot, or I would say a very comprehensive data from influencers. So this is how it looks like when you are using it, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter that we have. Most we will talk about like a social platform, and then we have like the um, search engine that you can find the right influencers in here. You will see a lot of analytics in each influencers that I will definitely make sure that you can find the right influencers for your brand according to all these data. So what we give you is um the recent media. So the recent media is very important, so you know what influencers are really into at this moment.
Here is you're doing a specific search
Right.
coming
Actually,
from this influencer.
I haven't done any search yet, but I just randomly select one of the influencers. So for you to see the analytics of the influencers, that these are the data that we will get. She has other social media too, and also she has a lot
Mm.
of similar influencers. And also you get to see the audience that, okay, who are this influencer's audience
Mm.
that she mentioned is also important. Has she mentioned to your competitors' brands or not? Or ha she mentioned a lot of fashion brand if you happen to be a fashion if you happen to work with a fashion brand. Yep. And the suspicious followers, this is very important. It's about fake followers, fake accounts, or even like people who are not very active in social media. So these we call it as suspicious followers. So no matter how big size of the followers they have, you have to see the audience quality if it's good or not. So this one, it shows 5% suspicious followers from the total number of followers, which means that most of the audience are very active. Yeah, you go ahead.
This really is comprehensive.
It is very comprehensive. Yeah, and beyond that, you have to see like the followers timeline. If this influencer still in the trend, if she grows the number of followers over time, and also
Exponential,
the
yeah.
engagement, yes, exponential, and the engagement timeline, and the percentage of the branded content distribution, that how many branded content versus non-branded content. Because if she works a lot with branded content, it's gonna be like an advertising page that every single post she posts about something that are branded. So yeah, this one is very important, and it is something that you need to look into too, to define the right influences for you. And the last one is also very important in terms of the audience interest distribution, to see what the audience are really interested in. It doesn't mean that she is a beauty blogger. It doesn't mean that the audience don't have any other interest. They may interest in fashion, they may interest in travel, they may interest in something else. Yeah, so there are many angle that you can play around with one influencer.
So
Yeah,
once more, with that
yeah.
platform Siri,
Mm-hmm.
we can do a specific search.
Yes.
Can we do another example? Let's say for Kenneth,
Mm-hmm.
he belongs in the creative design industry.
Okay.
So what would be the search there? What field should we be
Okay.
looking for? For
Okay.
example,
Mm-hmm.
I am a manufacturer of a graphics tablet. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for influencers, of course. Those are digital artists who will be
Digital
purchasing.
artist.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I am the customer. I am looking for influencers, specifically digital artists, uh, to
Digital
ins-
artist.
yeah, to inspire
Mm-hmm.
their audience to purchase my graphics tablet.
Okay. Then we can think about something that could be a data point for the system to track all those inferences. Let's say that we search using the word
Graphic.
illustrator,
Yep.
graphic, yeah,
Graphic.
first, and then the graphic illustrator is it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then results of inferences who are interested in the word graphic and illustrator. So it has to be two of it. Yeah, so this one what we detect is that we detect from captions, we detect from hashtags, and also their
Mm.
biography. If they say that okay they're a illustrator, a graphic designer, simple as that. So you'll be seeing a lot of them, and then you can even search on biography like this or illustrator.
You can really hone in. I'm seeing
Yeah.
also here location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the location, okay, so right now I am
How
let's
about
go
our
first.
partners in the Philippines?
Okay,
So I can entice them
Philippines.
to, yeah, to utilize your product, of course.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah. See, so here is some graphic designers, illustrator in Instagram, so on Instagram
Ah,
platform.
okay.
In,
So that's in Instagram.
yes, that's only for Instagram, and then if you want to change it, you can change it to Facebook, to YouTube, and whatsoever. Well, imagine that if you were looking for one influencer on Instagram, what do you have to do? If you do it manually,
Yeah, yeah. That
you
would
have
be
to go to,
definitely will take a lot of time
yes,
doing those.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, we shorten your process to be like this. I imagine that you are on Instagram, Instagram app, and there is a search engine, Craftly for this kind of search. Yeah, it would be easy. And then you can search by brands. If you have any particular brands that these influencer would use, you can type in the brand to see which influencers mention the brand by the audience to make sure that they are their impact to your target audience. We have a several kind of we also have the content discovery. Let's say that you are looking for just only the word illustrator or graphic designer. Okay, that's quite a lot. You can explore reference. You can find content from your brand or your competitor's brand or in the industry. And additionally, we use the image detection. Let's say at this time we are using something different with the word architecture. Sometimes when people post about something, they don't
Yeah.
even put any keywords in the post. They just use emoji. By the way, we can use emoji to search too. You can use any emoji, put in the caption and hashtag, and then you get a result. But in the case that people don't say anything about the picture, no caption or hashtag, what we can do is that we can search by interest. We will use image detection to to toggle all these photos, and then we will identify them to see which kind of photo that they are, what categories.
Our audience are realizing the power of hashtags.
Yes, of course. If you are looking for any influencers, use hashtags to discover them. It will be tons of influencers. You imagine that, and there are type lots of type of hashtags. Like just only for mom who are working out. There could be mom of Instagram, postpartum mom working out, mom work out at home, all those keywords that you can find to find the right influencers for you. And on the influencer side, I would highly recommend using captions, using hashtags, using any kinds of data points to make sure that you'll be found or be seen, because a lot of marketers these days, they are using this kind of search engine. So if you wanna be one of the recommendation in the list and they find you, so you have to make sure that you have your data point. You have to make sure to identify yourself on your bio, on your caption, on your post. And of course, the contact information is very, very important. If you don't have any contact information, it less the chance that you'll be reached to, because there are lots of I would say tools out there that are using emails to reach out to the influencers.
So the emails that we're seeing is, of course,
Mm-hmm.
from these influencers who have disclosed their emails in Instagram.
This is not, these are not emails that they use to register the platform, but they
Ah,
put it on the bio because essentially we are using all this we are getting these email from a public data. We cannot get anything that is not public. It's against the privacy policy. Because if you are going to this guy's profile, you'll see that he put his email there on his profile.
yep. Yeah, only also in this generation, there's a huge rise of young ones who wanted to be an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Right,
I
that's true.
guess
That's true.
our their question to you, Siri, is if you wanted to be an influencer, what
Mm.
platform do I need to be dominant with?
Well, in terms of inferences, I would talk about the fact first. So for the fact, um, from the study, Instagram seems to be the most effective channel, and still, but as right now the TikTok is coming, so I'm not sure by the end of the year some numbers would change or not. So from what I reckon, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 75% of people who are using influencers marketing, they tend to use more on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube. But well, there are so many factors, like for example, um, countries, it matters. Like in United States, they they mostly use Instagram. But for
Oh,
Thailand or maybe Indonesia or maybe Philippines, they are a heavy users for Facebook because they say it has greater impact comparing to Instagram. So this is the first thing about like the factor, the location, and the second one I would say about the product or the industry.
hmm.
I just when I went to talk to Pomelo Fashion yesterday, and and they mostly use Instagram because it's fashion. So I asked them, do you use why don't you use Facebook? Like it's like not at all. And she was like, well, you know, Facebook could be very useful in terms of if you are promoting FMCG, if you are promoting like real estate or some other things, or maybe cosmetic would work too. But when it comes to fashion, it was it is better to use Instagram, for example. But if you are working in the I would say cryptocurrency or maybe gaming,
Yeah, yeah,
YouTube would be the most impactful for this industry because they can do the cast what's the word, like cast streaming, right? Yeah, or maybe they show you how they play the games. So YouTube would be more effective, and they are not even on Instagram at all. Yeah,
yeah.
and right now that is TikTok is coming, so there are various type of content.
So
Yeah,
from
so
your point, definitely from your point of view, Siri, you're seeing uh, the rise of TikTok. Definitely, it's about to disrupt.
I would say that. I would say so because, well, this week it happened that I went to meet my clients around 13, 15 in total in 4 days in person. Yeah, so just to get the feedback from them, right? And every client that I talked to, they was like, so I said about, okay, what's your plan towards the the 6 months from now, and they were like TikTok, and they just focus a lot on TikTok. Yeah, because when you are using influencers and when they get viral, it could be a real viral. It could be like you got 1 million play in one night. Yeah, this is
That's
that
huge.
it's huge. Yeah, that's why a lot of marketers are interested to use TikTok right now because it's a huge impact.
How about your insights on our brothers in India? What social media platform is
Okay,
mostly what are they utilizing?
you mean India?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for India, I don't have much clients in that area, but I would say that when I talk to them, m- Facebook is still a thing. Yeah, most of the platforms is still a thing, but they don't have TikTok. So yeah, the rest is still a thing.
Okay, we have
Again,
another.
it depends.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, I understand. So, one more question. Suggestions for starting out an agency
Oh wow.
that will cater influencers.
Okay, if you want to be okay, let me trying to understand this question again. So you want to start build having your own
Yeah,
influencers marketing agency, right?
yeah. I get to talk to brands and I refer
Mm-hmm.
my set of influencers to them. What's your best
Oh, okay.
advice?
Okay. Oh, well, that's hard. But I will say that if you are in a very early stage, at this point you may not have to like use the platform right away, but rather just to try to get to experience it. You can start from being a supplier from a bigger company. A lot of company does they start small, they start working for big brands, they start working for advertising agencies that these guys are looking for someone who can execute and influencers marketing um, activities to them. Like you can start from okay, trying to connect to a few influencers, trying to find them manually first, trying to get to understand how do you work with influencers, how do you brief influencers, how to manage their expectation, and how to like how to set the expectation and manage the outcome that you need to get from the influencers. And once you get to be more familiar with influencers, and then you can step up by discovering more influencers with data to present to the brands, to big agencies, because sometimes you know what, you don't have to even find these influencers by yourself, because these brands or these agencies that you will be working with, they might already know which one they want to use. This just give you the list, and then you will be doing the execution part. So that's a very good start. It's like an MVP that you don't even have to like spend a lot of money or investment to start your new influencers marketing agency. So get familiar on that first, and then step up to discover more influencers, this and also manage relationship with influencers more, and then you can step up to like I would say uh working on strategy, working on objective of the brands to make sure that you get the right influences for the brands and meet their expectation. Yeah, so start small first and then go bigger at a time. And then when you are on the top, that you will think about, okay, I'm gonna spend a budget on using a marketing a tool, then we can talk.
Okay. Whoa, that was really Uh, there's a lot of knowledge that we gained and inspiration from you, and I hope as well to our viewers who haven't again adopted influencer marketing yet. So I am now commenting down the link to Siri's LinkedIn profile. Okay, please connect with her. Yep, you're muted. If ever, of course, you now realize the power of utilizing
Hello?
influencers. Yep, you're audible. We're hearing you.
Okay, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back.
Yep. So once more, thank you so much, Siri, and yep, to all our viewers again who would like to utilize influencer marketing, please do message her right away. So with that, again, if you have a message or an advocacy to share, like Siri, we're inviting everyone, or probably you know someone who can be our next sharer to our LinkedIn local community and digital creatives worldwide community. So once more, thank you so much, Siri. We learned a lot, and definitely, even for me, I probably be messaging you after this
Sure, of
uh,
course.
live stream. And to all our viewers, we will be sending the condensed version of this live stream. So this will be forever embedded in our library for you to check out what the power of influencer marketing is. And of course, using tools, of course, to help you be more efficient, time saving, like definitely like Affable. So once more, thank you so much, Siri. And yeah, hoping to see you again
Thank
because
you so much,
we bring
Summer.
in and definitely we meet a lot of influencers and companies who truly would like to utilize your platform. Thank you so much, Siri.
Thank you so much to you, Joma, everyone, and also all the audience that joining me today. So the rest of your night, you can spend your night drinking with your friends and me too, because this is Friday night, right? So have a good night, everyone.
Cheers to that. I'll probably be drinking